Welcome back to the Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Alex Lawson filling in for Tom, and we are going to keep this discussion going all day long, all show long today about the resistance, the opposition, the fight back, people power, how we're raising our voices, and how that is working, and how we need to actually, all we need to do now is turn up the volume, increase the amount of things that we're doing. We need to remember that all power is with the people. We lend it to elected representatives for a short period of time, but it is our voices, it is our power that matters. I think the town halls, the phone calls, all of this stuff that's going on, there is this progressive pushback that is winning. And joining us right now on Skype and on phone, Nelini Stamp from Working Families Party is going to tell us about how we are going to do even more of that, how we're going to raise our voices even louder. Nelini, thanks so much for joining us on the Thom Hartmann Program.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
So let's talk about the tax march, because I've been talking with callers and guests today about all sorts of things going on around the country, and the tax march is a really great opportunity tomorrow for people to just get involved, get active, get out in the streets, and raise their voices. So tell us about what's going on and how people can get involved.
Absolutely. So tomorrow, which is April 15th, and it is historically tax day, the day that taxes are due. But it falls on a weekend this year. So tax day the official tax day will be April 18th. But there was a call back in January for thousands of people to show up on historical tax day on April 15th to demand that Donald Trump release his full tax returns. As folks know, Donald Trump said for months on the campaign trail he will release it once his audit was done. And then the day after the inauguration, Kellyanne Conway came out and said, oh, well, Americans don't care about taxes. And we wanted to prove them wrong. So there is over 150 marches nationwide and across the globe, including in Japan and New Zealand, asking Donald Trump to release his tax returns. Folks can get involved by visiting taxmarch.org. And you can find all of your local tax marches. You can show up tomorrow, bring a sign. We have folks who are bringing their taxes that they've done. Hopefully, if you've gotten yours done already, but you still have a couple days. I think it's going to be one of the largest protests in the history around corruption, on the issues of corruption, and demanding that the person who is supposed to be the leader of this country can't even release his tax returns. Like, we want to know. We want to know what he's hiding.
So, Nelini, one of the question you just ended with there, or what we want to know, because at the moment, we don't know. Like, he just launched, he threw 59 missiles into Syria. The missiles were made by Raytheon. We happen to know that he directly benefits from that, and that there are a lot of other things that we don't know. What kind of actual monetary benefit does he have from this? Does he owe people money? Do other people have their hooks into him in a monetary fashion? And are his decisions that affect all of us and everyone around the world being guided by these? These are why this is such a really important and just straightforward common sense ask here.
Absolutely. I mean, there's, one of our principles for the National March in D.C. and the New York March that I've been planning is, transparency. And we know nothing. We can speculate all day here about what is in his tax returns, but we won't know until he releases them. So for me, it's just the reality is that a lot of folks are just asking, release it, right? Like, release it and prove us wrong. right? But my deepest fear is that he's not releasing them for some reason. Maybe he owes the government money and hasn't paid taxes in years. Maybe it's that, maybe there is collusions with foreign governments, but we won't know until he releases it. We can speculate all day, but we won't know, and that is our main demand tomorrow. We also know that he has a tax plan coming up, and we want to make sure that he's not giving his billionaire friends tax cuts. We've seen tax cuts on the wealthiest Americans for the last 20 years, and we need to have a just and a fair tax system that has billionaires and has corporations pay their fair share.
Nelini Stamp with the Working Families Party, doing great work on the tax march and so many other issues. You can find your local tax march at taxmarch.org. You can find Working Families Party at workingfamiliesparty.org. Nelini, thank you so much for joining us on the Thom Hartmann Program.
Thanks for having me. Have fun, y'all.
So this is just a great opportunity for you to, another great opportunity for you to get involved, to raise your voice, to demand that Donald Trump releases taxes, to ask the question, what is he hiding? Why hasn't he done this? Why is he breaking with historical precedent to hide his taxes while he's going to be pushing for changes on all of our taxes? You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Alex Lawson, and we will be right back.